From one chicken to $1 million! And my very first challenge on this channel. But I won't be choosing the map, difficulty, starting money, land, or equipment. The Wheel of Fortune will decide everything. So let's find out just how badly it's about to ruin my life. Let's spin the wheel. And this is already episode 2. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, a link to it should be popping up in the top right corner of your screen right about now. You'll also find it in the video description. And now, let's go over the rules one more time. I cannot sell my starting land or my starting vehicle. The $1 million must be earned through the chicken business. I can't take out my first loan until 6 months have passed. Contracts can only be completed using equipment that I own. Leasing equipment is allowed, but not for contract work. And finally, I have just 3 years to complete this challenge. Let's do this.
December is here, and New Year is getting closer and closer. So this month needs to be finished beautifully and efficiently. I'm removing one of the greenhouses because it's in a terrible location. And in its place, I'm going to build something else, something much more important. And it's finally time to get my first piece of equipment for field work. This month, I'd really like to cultivate my field. So yes, I bought a cultivator. And this is probably the smallest cultivator I have ever used. But it was cheap, and that's extremely important for business growth. I marked out the field boundaries and finally prepared the area for future chicken coops. And then an amazing contract popped up. Believe it or not, it was a tree cutting contract. Never happened before, and here we are again. But once I got into the forest, I realized I'd hit the jackpot. There were huge oak trees that needed to be cut down. I was driving so fast that the Skoda was ready to launch itself into space. But I had no time to waste. I needed to sell those tomatoes as quickly as possible and use the money to buy a chainsaw. Because cutting down an oak tree with an axe, yeah, that's not happening. While I'm driving to buy the chainsaw, I'm trying to decide which picture I like more. The colorful vanilla look, or the more realistic reshade version? Like this, or like this? Maybe this one. Or maybe this one after all? I honestly can't decide. A chainsaw! Now you're going to be living with me. All right, time to try the old trick again. Not on the first attempt, of course, but eventually. The tree landed right on my trailer. Perfect. Now all that's left is to cut off the branches and clean it up. Wow, this thing is huge. It looks absolutely ridiculous on this tiny trailer. But hey, I did it. And then I did it again. And again. And again. 4 times in total. Not without problems, of course. One of those trees fought back. I spent ages trying to deal with it. I even had to run back and get my Skoda, which, as always, was completely useless. But eventually, I got everything loaded up and got myself out of there. And then the money started rolling in. Good money. Then more good money. Oh, and let's not forget, I still got paid for the contract itself. So now my account balance is almost $1 million. Well, to be precise, $6,990. Big money. And here's what I spent almost all of my money on. A proper pumping station. And a water tank. Finally! Now I don't have to haul water to every single greenhouse anymore. And I filled it with enough water to last about 6 months. One problem solved. I'll gladly take that. And since there was still some daylight left, I finished cultivating my gigantic field. Well, gigantic by my standards anyway. But still, the field is ready, the water problem is solved, the chicken business is growing, and I even managed to make some good money this month. Honestly, I think December turned out even better than I expected. January arrived fast, and luckily, there was no snow. which meant I could finally get some important preparation work done. I'm not complaining. Every extra day without snow is a gift when you're trying to build a farming empire from almost nothing. So before winter decides to remember it's winter, let's get to work. Hey, Happy New Year! Today I've got lettuce, green onions, and strawberries.
Perfect. We've been waiting for you.
Now that's exactly what I like to hear. The money is in, which means it's finally time to buy a sprayer. Oops, which actually means it's time to rent a sprayer. Turns out I'm not quite rich enough to buy one yet, but that's okay. The field isn't going to spray itself. I like this sprayer. It's cheap, it's efficient. Now the real question is, how much fertilizer should I buy? 6? 7? Ouch. This is getting expensive. Very expensive. Every time I look at the price, I suddenly become a much more precise farmer. Maybe 6 is enough. Maybe 5.5. Let's not go bankrupt over fertilizer. I wonder if I can hook up the trailer. Oh, that was a mistake. All right, I'll just throw the canisters in the back. Sometimes Plan A exists only to remind you that Plan B was the correct choice all along. I think there was a place to refill it around here. Yep, perfect. And the price is about the same as at a gas station. Not bad at all. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Wow, when it's folded up, it looks tiny. Just look at this thing. I could probably spray this entire field in 3 passes. Maybe 4 if I start driving like an idiot. The only problem, liquid fertilizer is expensive. Very expensive. I wonder if there's a way to turn solid fertilizer into liquid fertilizer. I need to check that. Because if I can save money on fertilizer, that opens up another way to make money. Spraying contracts. Those show up pretty often. And the more ways I have to earn money, the faster my chicken empire will grow. And that's exactly what we're here for. I hope my neighbor forgives me. I may have slightly ruined part of his field. Just a little, probably. And I can already see that I'm going to need a 4th pass. Yep, I made a mistake. But that's all right. You learn from your mistakes. And apparently, I like learning the hard way. The field is fertilized to 50%. Perfect. Although, why am I seeing solid fertilizer on the ground? That's strange. Very strange. I'll pretend I know exactly what's happening. And what's even more surprising, I still managed to complete another forestry contract. A small one, but a contract is a contract, and money is money. And of course, I spent every last dollar on chicken feed. Because apparently that's what my life has become now. Trees become money, money becomes chicken feed, and chicken feed eventually becomes more money. And just like that, January was coming to an end. So what happens next? Will we finally get some snow next month? Or is winter taking this year off too? Oh, what a surprise. February arrived. And so did the snow. I never saw that coming. Not in winter. Definitely not in February. The forecast says we're only getting a light snowfall. So I'm hoping I'll still be able to get some work done this month. Because sitting around and waiting for spring is not part of my business plan. Wow, Now I can haul 5 pallets of different vegetables and berries at once. That's some serious progress right there. Oh, did you see that? That deer must be completely confused. First, this car almost hit the deer, and then it almost crashed head-on into another car. These people are insane, seriously. The deer is probably standing there wondering who gave these drivers a license. I need to move fast before my vegetables freeze. By next winter, I really need to buy a box truck, or at least an enclosed trailer. Hey, today I've got garlic, cabbage, tomatoes, strawberries, and lettuce. A full load. Even if I start making good money, it will be difficult to buy a suitable piece of land, and I like that. What is February the best month for? Of course, making some money from a forestry contract. And today, I'm going to try some new equipment, a new method. First, I'm going to cut the logs into good transport-sized pieces. If I'm not mistaken, this is the most valuable and heaviest type of wood. I need a loader like this, a log grab, and a small trailer. It looks monstrous. I hope this turns out to be profitable. Otherwise, I'll be going into March with no money. This Volvo is old, but it looks really cool. It's handling the job. Although, this log grab looks way too big. It's strange that nobody at the sawmill has asked why all of the logs are marked with red paint yet. I probably could have rented a bigger trailer, but the next size up is much more expensive. And right now, saving money is just as important as making money. Now we're about to find out if this is actually worth the time. Oh yeah, it absolutely is. And I've still got enough timber left for another trip just like this one. I'm liking this loader more and more. It's heavy, it's stable, and it's inexpensive. Honestly, it costs less than a small forklift. Although if you look at real-world listings, there are plenty of them for $5,000 or $6,000. All that's left now is to load a few large logs, and I'll carry the last one on the front. That should help distribute the weight. 2 logs are too heavy for it. I'll try carrying them one at a time. Yeah, that was the right decision. Now I'm going to finish this contract and start preparing for the first month of spring. The snow will melt, and it'll be time to start planting. I'd also like to buy that sprayer. I'll return the rented one and buy the exact same model brand new. For my needs, it's a great option. And I think I bought enough liquid fertilizer to last for a while. Good. Now, if you compare what I'm hauling, my logs actually look bigger than the ones stacked at this sawmill. So, what do we have here? Oh, I got paid. Although, they paid me less than last time. And honestly, it looks like I brought more timber than I did before. That's a little suspicious. Right now, there's a water tank on sale. And this is the exact tank I'm looking for. Its unloading speed matches the filling speed of that green pumping station, which means I can fully automate filling that blue water reservoir. And I do like automation. But of course, I don't have the money for that right now. What I need is an inexpensive seeder, and I think I found exactly what I'm looking for. This is an Agromet seeder. It's the best option for me. And it was made in Poland, which is perfect because we're doing this challenge on a Polish map. It will definitely handle our field. Although, there's nothing stopping it from working a field 10 times larger than this one. I bought a few bags of wheat seed, and they should fit perfectly in the seeder. I'm loading them right here, so I don't have to haul the bags all the way back to my farm. It's a shame I can't afford to build a proper garage yet, so for now, everything will have to sit outside, on the ground, or more accurately, on the snow. But I'm definitely going to come up with something before next season. At least some kind of shed. And what else did I find at the store? The perfect sprayer for me. It's cheap, it's small, and it's more than enough for what I need. Honestly, I think I could probably hook it up to the Skoda. I'll go pay for it while you load my purchase onto the trailer.
All right, I'll tell my guys to take care of it.
Well, it looks like I'm finally ready for spring. Although, there is one small detail I forgot about. I returned the rented sprayer with a full tank of liquid fertilizer still inside. Yeah, that wasn't my smartest move. Oh well. Now, we wait for spring. Just look at this. Beautiful weather. Beautiful greenhouses filled with water. The vegetables are already harvested and stacked on pallets. And all the equipment is ready to go. I can't wait to try out my new sprayer. Wow, it fits this tractor perfectly. I mean the size, it looks very balanced. And the color matches too. This field isn't going to be enough for long. I need to buy another field, this season. And I think I'll need one more next year as well. That field right across the road is for sale. The fertilizer percentage isn't moving. Maybe the second fertilizer stage has to be applied after planting. Not a question, not a problem. Either I keep driving across the field every single time, or oh yeah, that's much better. Now let's see how this seeder handles the field. And at the same time, how the tractor handles the seeder. Actually pretty good. No loss of power at all. Everything is going smoothly, just like clockwork. Excellent! The wheat has reached its first growth stage. Fertilized, 50%. Expected yield bonus, 68%. The field still needs rolling, and there are a few patches of weeds in some areas. But overall, everything is looking good.
And what exactly is this guy hauling in his trailer? A pile of money? Maybe the biggest shipment of vegetables yet? Come to think of it, he hasn't earned a single dollar from the chicken business yet. And what's the goal of this challenge? to make $1 million from the chicken business. So, no progress toward the goal at all? Well, maybe there is. Because if I tried to reach that goal using only income from chickens, it would probably take about 50 in-game years. I mean, just imagine waiting for one chicken to lay a few eggs, then using that money to buy a second chicken 6 months later. Yeah, that's pretty much how it would go. And in the end, this challenge would actually be impossible, because we'd never earn enough money for a second chicken. Every month, there's a maintenance cost for the chicken coop. Yep, I've already tried something similar before. Different rules, same idea. And I went bankrupt after just a few months. All the money was going into maintaining the coop. And even if maintenance was free, you'd still need feed. Without feed, chickens don't lay eggs. That's the second problem when you start from absolutely nothing. That's exactly why I added the Wheel of Fortune, and the chance to get at least some money at the start. As for the other rules, I mean the random map, the random field, the random vehicle, I think that's what makes it fun. And yes, I spun the Wheel of Fortune several times before I started recording the challenge. I'm not going to hide that. That's how these rules were chosen. That's also why you're only allowed to take out a loan after 6 months. Because if you can take a loan immediately, there's no survival element at the beginning. But removing loans completely isn't a good solution either. The challenge would become way too slow, and honestly, not very interesting. So yes, I tested every possible outcome on the Wheel of Fortune, over and over again, until I found what I think is the perfect combination of rules, randomness, and the main objective. That's also why I removed the possibility of starting with $0. Because with $0, you're already stuck. You can't do anything. But when I changed that $0 to $50, suddenly you could buy an axe. Suddenly you could complete your first contract. Suddenly the challenge actually begins. And now, here's the main question. Will Alex manage to complete the challenge within 3 years? Because 7 months have already passed. And I think Alex may have forgotten one of the rules, because he could have taken his first loan a month ago already.
Enough talking. Because, by the way, my chicken business has already made its first $1,000. Ha! Well, more like $4,000 already. And yes, I sold the bad chicken coop, and right now I'm building 3 new ones. I spent a long time comparing different options, and among the affordable choices, this one is the best in every category. Price, animal capacity, feed capacity, and the amount of space it takes up. Honestly, it's hard to find a better deal than this. I really liked how everything looked at this point. But of course, nothing went according to plan. Oh man, I'd already filled the chicken coops with feed. And only then did I realize I'd placed them way too close to each other. I couldn't even get inside. So I had to sell 2 out of the 3. And of course, lose a few bags of feed in the process. Good thing I hadn't bought the chickens yet. That would have been a local scale disaster. Seriously, a complete catastrophe. Looks like I fixed everything. But now I don't have enough money to fill the chicken coops with as many birds as I wanted. Luckily, a batch of cabbage was ready for harvest right on time. Although, that only gave me enough money to buy feed. But then I spotted a new contract. And of course, that meant another trip to the forest to cut down some trees. I made a little money. Well, who am I kidding? I've become spoiled already. Of course it was good money. And now I can finally start filling these chicken coops. At least partially. I bought 1 rooster and 30 adult hens for each coop. I'll earn some more money, and then I'll buy more. My goal is to keep 50 chickens in each coop at all times. As soon as chicks start hatching and the population reaches the limit, I'll sell some of the adult chickens until the number goes back down to 50. Wow, just look at this. Now this is starting to look like the beginning of a real empire. Wow, my farm shop is really popular. Putting it here was definitely the right decision. Another contract completed. And now I'm already thinking about adding another source of income. But everything is so expensive. All right, I think it's finally time to take out a loan. The bank approved me for $36,000. That's not a huge amount, but I think I can increase the limit later. For 2 years, and at a pretty good interest rate. Excellent! Honestly, it makes more sense to buy land right now. There's a pretty good plot for sale nearby. They're asking $27,000 for it. I'll offer $25,000. Maybe I'll get lucky. Oh, nice. I like that. Deal. And wow, it's mine. My very first property. Is that mine? Oh wait, no, the neighboring one is mine. Even the heavens started crying. Oh, that's hail. Never mind. Now it's time to get to work. This month I need to fertilize this field properly. Luckily, I already have everything I need for that. And I also need to get it planted as well as possible, considering the weather. And of course, I still need to finish filling up the chicken coops. And finally, I'm putting up a small shelter. I think it'll be perfect for storing seeds, fertilizer, and all the other supplies. March turned out to be a very productive month. April is here. And I think I left my tractor out in the field overnight. Hey, get out of here! You little bandits, the field isn't that big. The last thing I need is for you to ruin my crops. And I think I picked the wrong storage shed. Nothing visits inside it. Oh well, I'll deal with that problem later. On the bright side, the first eggs are already showing up in the new chicken coops. So, what's on sale today? Nothing interesting. Alright then, I've still got 4 more months to take forestry contracts, so there's no way I'm passing up today's offer. Oh, and here's the first bag of trash I found in the forest. Excellent. I'm looking at this tree. That's a gold mine. There are 11 damaged trees that need to be cleared here. There's no way I'm missing an opportunity like this. It's time to buy a more powerful tractor, and while I'm at it, I'll get to try out some new equipment. Yep, this trailer with the log loader looks absolutely awesome. Big, heavy, impressive. The trailer will handle these huge trees just fine, but the tractor, Yeah, this tractor is definitely a bit too small for jobs like this. Last month, I spent quite a bit of time hauling all these logs around. I could have bought a bigger tractor a long time ago, but then I'd probably still be stuck with just one small chicken coop. Instead, I've already got almost 200 chickens. If I'm not mistaken, I should count everything once exactly 1 year has passed since the challenge began. I'm actually curious. For some reason, I have a feeling that after 1 full year, my chicken business will have made no more than $20,000. I think one important thing to remember is that I rolled the hard difficulty. And of course, I made mistakes. The biggest one was that contract right at the beginning. Because of one stupid mistake, I lost more than $5,000 and a huge amount of time. You could say I wasted an entire month. That won't happen again. But then again, things could have turned out much worse than this. Honestly, I have no idea where I'd be right now without those forestry contracts. How else was I supposed to make money? I mean, in my situation. I guess I could spend all day fishing. But I'd much rather swing an axe than a fishing rod. There's another thing too. Contracts can only be completed using your own equipment. Otherwise, I'd just be running contracts 24 hours a day without ever sleeping. That would be boring and completely unrealistic. I mean, who would actually hire you to remove weeds, then hand you all the equipment you need, and still pay you a fortune for the job? Come on, that just doesn't make any sense. And just like that, I got paid more than $7,000 for 1 trailer load of logs. Sounds like a lot? Well, think about everything that went into it. First, I had to take the contract. Before that, I had to buy a tractor. Now I had to rent an expensive log trailer. Then I spent a long time cutting down the trees, removing all the branches, carefully loading every log onto the trailer, and finally hauling everything here. I spent time, I spent money, I burned fuel, and I put wear on my equipment. Honestly, I think a job like that should pay well. But getting over $1,000 just for driving over, cutting down 10 trees and calling it a day? That feels way too easy. And the game even lets you skip the drive completely. Just teleport. Done. To me, that's just as silly as being able to buy any piece of land whenever you want. Honestly, that realistic real estate market mod I installed a few days ago might be my favorite mod now, without a doubt. I worked hard for this. And now, I've got a new tractor. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. I genuinely enjoy driving it. A lot of people will probably think I'm exaggerating, but here's the thing. I didn't get it for free. I had to earn it. And somehow, that makes it so much more valuable, at least to me. And it makes owning it a whole lot more satisfying. And now, I finally reached the point where I can buy my own weeder. I'll clear the weeds from my own fields, and after that, I'll finally be able to take on weed removal contracts too. Now that's progress. I love it. I think I finally found something that actually fits inside my shed. Wow, I just realized I'm actually becoming a self-sufficient farmer. The wheat is already visible above the ground. That means it's reached the second growth stage, which means I can apply the second layer of fertilizer. Yes, 100% fertilized. Perfect. That means an even bigger harvest bonus. Now, where was I? Let's say I buy an abandoned field right now. I've got a cultivator, fertilizer, seeder, weeder, and I've got a tractor. A really good tractor. The only thing I'm still missing is harvesting equipment, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. For the next 6 months, I've got 2 main goals. First, scale up the chicken business, and second, buy an inexpensive combine harvester. Although, maybe renting one makes more sense. We'll see. Right now I'm working on a huge contract. All I'm doing is removing weeds. But honestly, even though the field is enormous, this actually feels relaxing. After all that logging, this is practically a vacation.
Well, those were 4 tough months. But thanks to scaling up the business, the pace of progress is picking up too. Otherwise, this challenge simply wouldn't be possible. And now I can honestly say, completing this challenge and showing it to all of you isn't nearly as easy as it might seem. It looks like just 2 videos, about an hour and a half each. But in reality, it's over 20 hours of gameplay and almost 1 terabyte of 4K footage compressed into these 2 episodes. And we're still a long way from $1 million. I really hope to hear your thoughts. Any kind of feedback means a lot to me. A subscription, a comment, or if you'd like to support the channel even more, you can become a channel member. At the same time, alongside my regular job and this challenge, I'm also working on the next chapter of Alex and Samantha's story. As always, your support and your activity are what keep me motivated to continue. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.